February 26th. No, it's February 27th. But we're going to be covering all the things that happened on February 26th, 2025. I think I call this Trump mandates keep coming because, I mean, he is. He's got all kinds of stuff up his sleeve. And it's, aggravating some. Others are really happy, you know. I do know people that are losing their job because they're government workers. Or I got one guy, total leftist, who's been kind of covering stuff and said he got all the emails and everything else. And you can tell he's like wanting to lash out, but he can't say anything. And his job is good. It makes money, so he doesn't want to lose it. So you can tell he's torn. He so wants to just go off, but he can't. So, sucks. It sucks. One thing you don't have to worry about me, man. If I want to go off, I will go off. So, but also do a nice sarcastic job of doing it. So, on that note, go on over to PrepperNow and check out the latest video over there. Feeling some doom or whatever the heck it is. Talk about this sickness in the Congo. Talk about Mr. Bezos and everybody over at the Washington Post getting their butts hurt because he actually wants to go back to basics and covers, personal liberties and free markets. So evidently they can't have that over there. And then, of course, egg prices because, they're going to keep going up. They're going up, 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 up. Keep going. And then the Associated Press fabricated stories. So who could have saw that coming? Yeah. I think I covered it, so I just want to make sure. You can tell, too. If something just seems not right, it's probably a fabrication. So it is what it is. All right, folks. I'm not going to get long-winded on this one. Over here, again, we're not allowed to grow either, so I just do what I have to do to cover for people that want to know what's going on. So this is your crisis report. Not a lot going on, but I got a feeling here in the not-so-distant future, some things are going to start to happen. There's some issues with Egypt and Israel. There's some financial stuff. China's not doing well. Gold is telling a pretty big story on that. Gosh, what else? Iran is really worried that they're going to get the crap bombed out of them by America for their and Israel for their nuclear creation, and they evidently have a bunch of yellow cake, or fissile material, whatever you want to call it, uranium, plutonium. They have enough, I think, for 6 or 7 of the mushroom makers. So, all in this report, we're going to talk about it all. Okay? So, sit back. Hopefully my dedicated down voter's gotten out there and taken the thumb out of his butt and hit the little down button like the little silly little freak that he is. And, let's get to it. Taiwan dispatches forces in response to China. Live fire drills off the island. Shanghai man scammed $28,000 by an AI girlfriend, according to state media. You're an idiot. BP is going to up oil and gas outputs / clean energy spending. Los Angeles wildfires are the costliest in history. Who could have saw that coming? Russia, U.S. diplomats are going to meet in Istanbul Thursday. Istanbul's Constantinople. No, it's Istanbul. Trump threatens to sue authors and media who use anonymous sources. I got mixed feelings on that. I mean, I understand the guy's had almost a decade of just utter crap, lies and everything else. So I get it. But at the same time, you got to have sometimes some anonymity when it comes to hopefully not creating stories, but covering stories and stuff like that. So, yeah, mixed feelings. Iran significantly increased stockpile of highly enriched uranium. Told you. IAEA. Elon Musk is going to loom large at Trump's first cabinet meeting. He was there, he's explaining himself, telling us all the love letters he gets. So tolerant. Amazon launched AI-amped version of its Alexa voice assistant. So, Texas announces first death. Measles outbreak, according to the health department, it's now up to 2. So, 2 deaths now. OPM and OMB are going to send a memo to the agency heads to direct them to prepare for large-scale reductions in force, reorganization, by March 13th. So they're going to get ready to fire a bunch of useless workers. Oh, but some of them, there's this person I know that's working in, and they're a good $36.5 trillion in debt. 36.5 and going up. It's unsustainable. You ask any restaurant person, how do you get your numbers back into the black? You fire people, unfortunately. You make people work double shifts. The owner gets out there and works his tail off doing all kinds of stuff. Everybody pitches in. You work on a skeleton crew and you get rid of the fat of the labor. That's how you do it. And that's what they're doing. Polymarket says the odds of the Epstein list released in the first 100 days of Trump's presidency are down to 59%, while a whistleblower is claiming that the FBI is deleting files connected to the sex trafficker and financier. I've heard that's all BS or whatever. I do know that this came out late. Bondi is going to be releasing it. It's got a lot of names that are redacted because they are victims. So, to protect the victims, they had to go back through and make sure that they were all redacted. So, Apple says it is addressing the issue as iPhone's voice-to-text feature periodically shows Trump when users say racist. Gosh, I wonder what programmer put that in. So innovative. Pope Francis remains in a critical condition ahead of his 12-night stays in the hospital, Vatican says. Trump released an AI video of Trump Gaza with Elon Musk, Netanyahu, and himself having fun at hotels, drinking drinks, and partying with women at a beachfront property. Now, the women on the beachfront property were half naked and bearded. So, your typical flub by AI. But besides being gross looking, it was an interesting video. So, it's out there somewhere. Go check it out. It's weird. Now, New York City Mayor Adams. This is a biblical moment. All these... wow, this is the 1950s? Good Lord. Guess who's coming to dinner? Asking me to step down. God forgive them. Are you stupid? Probably. They are. USAID workers will be escorted to their desks and given 15 minutes to gather. I think 15 is too long. Give them 3 minutes. Get their personal belongings from the headquarters. There you go. Yep. Oh, don't forget your rainbow long thing there that vibrates for your 7th break of the day. Danish Prime Minister said that the war in Ukraine must continue and peace is more dangerous than war. I must be honest and say that I do not trust Putin. I don't think he wants peace in Ukraine. I understand that many think a peaceful resolution or a ceasefire sounds like a good idea, but we risk that peace in Ukraine could actually be more dangerous than the ongoing war. That's according to Mette Fredriksson. So peace is more dangerous than war, friends. Yeah, I don't know what to say with that one. Peace is more dangerous than war. Okay. Thank you, Orwell. Putin said that Russia is ready to supply 2 million tons of aluminum in the United States market, which would stabilize prices. Sergei Lavrov, Russian foreign minister, at a press conference with his Iranian counterpart in Tehran, said the situation in Palestine is alarming and unacceptable. British Prime Minister Starmer announced that the UK would deploy troops to Ukraine. The only reason Putin is false. We will deploy our forces in Ukraine, provided we receive American guarantees. We were 3 years late in responding to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Okay? So the U.S. is on its way to making huge profits from the stupidity of liberals in Europe. It's wonderful. Profiting off of stupidity. Biden forced Europe to abandon natural minerals from Russia, and he helped them a little by blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. He also forced European companies to abandon Russia. Now, there's a new sheriff in town. Trump is lifting sanctions, announcing the re-entry of American companies into Russia and the purchase of Russian materials. In addition, Trump will now also get Ukrainian minerals, and Europe will get the middle finger. He is also announcing a $700 billion security package soon, most of which will end up in the pockets of American military companies. That's the truth. As this is another good for business deal for Trump, most of these weapons will end up in Ukraine. So, what's most interesting is the U.S. lifts sanctions on Russia, Europe will not do it, and the U.S. will start reselling Russian natural gas and minerals to Europe. Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, once again says resettling Palestinians is like a time bomb. Russia has now delivered from 5 Yak-130 fighting jets to Iran, which will be used to train Iranian pilots for the Su-35. Romanian police have arrested presidential candidate who won the elections, Călin Georgescu. The EU is determined to dictatorially remove the recalcitrant future president. Elections are scheduled for May after the Constitutional Court annulled the previous results that put Georgescu in first place. EU is now going against all of the politicians who want to stop the war in Ukraine. Authorities in Romania are also going for Georgescu's supporters. We would have thought that one day the EU would turn into a complete dictatorship. Georgescu's reporters' homes have been raided and his lawyers reportedly denied access, and he has been arrested, all as his about complete his candidacy file. Elon Musk was seen with Attorney General Pam Bondi, who has the Epstein client list on her desk. BlackRock and Bank of America have dropped their DEI policies. Robert F. Kennedy just paused a multi-million-dollar contract from the administration to create Rona. Gibbity. So, yeah, more gibbities coming. Canadian leader Jagmeet Singh says President Donald Trump should be banned from Canada because he's a convicted criminal. Okay. Canadian leader Jagmeet Singh said blah, blah, blah. President Trump shut down over 120 IRS tax offices nationwide. It's a good start, sir. DOJ has officially delayed the release of the Epstein client list and has not provided a release date to Representative Anna Luna. So, yeah. There's a little rift forming in paradise there, but we'll get to it later. General Mike Flynn calls for the death penalty for traitors who committed treason against the president. So he's serious. I guess nobody's stepping forward. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Epstein information will be released tomorrow to the public. FBI confirms North Korea's cyber group Trader stole $1.5 billion from crypto exchange Bytebit last week. Bezos says WAPO's opinion pages will have to defend free market and personal freedoms. We knew that. Trump administration said it's eliminating more than 90% of the U.S. Agency for International Development foreign aid contracts. So, yeah, okay. Sorry, I just had an epiphany. Sometimes things come to my head. Strange times, but it was an epiphany. Stick with me, we're almost done. Top Mexican officials, including the foreign and secretary ministers, are heading to Washington seeking an agreement with Orange Man Bad administration to avoid sweeping tariffs, President Claudia Sheinbaum said. Trump administration directs federal agencies to prepare for mass layoffs for their workers, according to the new means. Trump says that EPA Secretary Lee Zeldin plans to cut 65% of the workforce there. Trump says the EU is formed to screw the United States. He's not wrong. Insider paper, Trump says European Union tariff level to be 25. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Eyeing Trump, trade policy shakeup. Eli Lilly is going to build 4 U.S. factories. Isn't that awesome? Thanks, guys. President Trump signed an executive order to further sign government waste and officially implement DOGE's cost efficiency plan initiative. Norwegian Prime Minister threatened Trump. He said if Trump imposes this tariff, the U.S. will be in a serious trade conflict with the EU. "20 killed in the Sudanese military plane crash. Al Arabiya has reported. According to the TV channel, the cause of the plane crash was technical malfunction. Sudanese military plane was crashed residential area outskirts of the capital of Khartoum, killing several officers and civilians. Plane crash late on Tuesday. Great Britain, Germany, France, and other European countries are ready to send troops to Ukraine, generate revenue, and generate a ceasefire. It's stated by a French finance minister, Eric Lombard, interview with Bloomberg. He added that the U.S. support is necessary to guarantee peace. If we want the ceasefire to hold, then we need support from the U.S. I believe the Americans have agreed to do that. This week, Lombard flew to the United States. Macron to held talks with Ukraine and trade relations with the Americans. U.S. Navy, USS Delaware, Virginia-class submarine, nuclear submarine, approached one of Iceland's northern fjords yesterday. An irreplaceable specialist was loaded on board. U.S. can no longer subsidize NATO allies who don't spend enough on defense, according to Rubio. Russia has offered the U.S. a deal on minerals in the occupied territories of Ukraine, NBC News. Iran has accumulated enough enriched uranium to create at least 6 nuclear warheads, according to the IAEA. B-52H Stratofortress nuclear-capable long-range bombers were heading towards the Middle East today. U.S. expects to build excellent relations with China and Russia, according to Trump. Oh, they'll be the best relations ever. I have a great relationship with China's G. I want China to invest in the U.S. Bitcoin price falls to 84,538, so it is having some problems. Trump announces 5 million golden card residency program. When asked if Russian oligarchs would be eligible for the gold card, he said, "Yeah, possibly. I know some Russian oligarchs, and they're very nice people." Yeah. Hamas condemns Israeli attack on Syria. Yesterday, that was the big story. Hamas strongly denounces the Israeli aggression on Syrian territory, condemns the ground incursion in the Darach and Quneitra regions. Group calls for blatant violation of Syria's sovereignty and Israeli arrogance toward Arab nations. In Romania, police detained pro-Russia presidential candidate Cătălin Georgescu to take him to the Prosecutor General's office for questioning. Romanian Prosecutor General's office has accused Georgescu and committing his 6 offenses. These include actions against the constitutional order, the creation of an organization of a fascist, racist, or misanthropic nature, and the public promotion of a cult of personalities guilty of committing genocide and war crimes. Reuters, AP, and Bloomberg utters a message to the Trump administration. It is essential in a democracy for the public to have access to news about the government from independent free press. I think the key there is those last 3 words, brother. Independent free press, okay? Our Israeli chief of staff says, "We are worried about Egypt. They haven't advanced away. It could turn upside down in an instant." Pentagon has issued a memo stating the transgender service members will be discharged from the military. Memo regarding the separation of transgender individuals from the military stated the department only recognizes 2 sexes, male and female. And the Supreme Court has temporarily halted an order mandating the Trump administration to release billions in U.S. foreign aid. That, my friends, is it. That's your crisis report. It is, it is February 27th, 2025. God bless you all, folks. We're tired. Time for bed. Hit those buttons and stuff. Like it, share it. You know what to do. So, if you like what we're doing here, you guys can join us as a member, like Howard Clegg, who's got an awesome Pink Floyd avatar. But yeah, it's a great way to support the channel and also learn some information that you otherwise might be able to see. So, I appreciate you. God bless. And we will see you on the next one.